And I may be 66, but there's a lot of life left in the old road warrior. Self-esteem, intrinsic value at the core. Self-honesty. We need that more than ever in this country. We need people who 24 hours a day, 7 days a week walk their talk. We need to teach children by our example about self-honesty. Self-determination. A lot of people are self-determinists, but I'm like you. Life is a do it with God, for others, to myself project. And I take a lot of the blame for my life, and I'd like to share the credit for it. But one thing I do know is we each have choices. We don't take chances, we make choices. And you live with the logical consequence, the reward of your choice. What children need more than anything on this earth is personal responsibility and thinking before they decide to choose, to be able to live with the consequence or reward of that choice. Self-determination leads to self-discipline. A lot of people think self-discipline is doing without. No, it isn't. Self-discipline is doing within while you are without. And if you'll do within when you're without, you'll never have to do without very long. Because if you've been there in the mind, you can go there in the body. But if you haven't been there in the mind and you go there in the body, you'll feel uncomfortable. You won't be able to stay there unless you have the discipline to do it over and over again. Those are the roots of core value, the roots of self-determination, the roots to grow on that every child needs to hang on to for a lifetime. I've made mistakes. I look in the mirror and say, how would I like a father like me if I were my kids? Where are you today, Dad? Where are you traveling today, Dad? How are the audiences today, Dad? We're going to grow up just like you, Dad. Oh, boy. The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. And we're going to grow up just like you, Dad. Wings. Wings to fly. You know what parents do too often? They clip the wings of their children. They give their children everything they didn't have, everything the children didn't need, everything they didn't earn. And they want their children not to wait in line, not to have to wait or do anything for themselves, because that way they'll be privileged. Unfortunately, what you create is a pen full of turkeys. A pen full of turkeys whose wings are not strong. There's no wind beneath them. They haven't been able to test their wings. They've had things done for them. And you can spot those families of indulged children. Wings of desire. When we adopted Graciela Gonzalez from Mexico, many of you know the story. She came into our family as an exchange student. And she was born in a dirt hut in El Chante, Mexico. And they didn't have any money, and she came into our home, and it looked like Disney World. Can you imagine what it would be like to be an immigrant from Mexico, from a dirt hut with broken teeth and self-esteem that was only based on desire, and to walk into a home where people had everything, where you could buy cars and go skiing, and kids had all these privileges? Well, I'll tell you, she had so little going in that she was motivated to take everything out and forward. Motivation is an inner force that compels behavior. It isn't in the perks and the trips, which are nice. Those trips are nice, but it's the core, the motivation, the inner fire. And every child needs desire instead of fear. A self-image is like self-esteem, but self-esteem is a general feeling of worthiness. Self-image is when you can imagine yourself to be different. Did you know that in addition to your God-given spiritual connection, your deep spiritual core, that the differentiation between human beings and every other living creation is the imagination? A dog is a dog is a dog. A human is a wimp, or a great person, or a tyrant. Can be anything. Only humans have the power of God-given imagination. What every child needs is an imagination, not on MTV, not of violence, not of 1% of the population who do everything wrong in sitcoms, not Beavis and Butthead. Oh no, not Married with Children, not shows that show the worst of humankind, but imagination that shows the best of what we could do, and to have that be entertaining. Wouldn't it be wonderful if Hollywood could do something that was socially redeeming instead of just making money? Yes, it would. And so we will, you and me, be more creative, and we'll show how to do that, we hope. Self-direction. The imagination is one thing, but one thing you know, that unless it's tied to a deadline or some specific dream, it has no focus. A lot of people love the spotlight. A lot of people spend all their time going to meetings with the searchlight. A lot of people want to be in the limelight. But the best thing to do is to have laser focus, because laser takes all the light and focuses it in an area that brings it through to the top. Laser focus, self-direction. If you don't know where you're going, any old road will take you there. And if you don't know what you're going to do today, it doesn't make any difference whether the alarm goes off. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for absolutely anything. And that's why people in network marketing, many times, use the school of fish approach. They go to this, and then that, and that looks good. It's like Mr. Toad and Alice in Wonderland. Cheshire Cat, could you tell me, please, which way I should go from here? Well, it really doesn't matter. It depends on where you want to go. Well, I really don't care that much. Then any old road will take you there. And so you and I need to have self-direction and teach our children how to set delayed gratification goals that are just out of reach, but not out of sight. Things that are in close. Self-expectation, the most powerful use of faith of all, is that you won't get what you want in life, you'll get what you expect in the long run. You can take your choice: voodoo, pessimism, or faith, optimism. Things you believe in that are not proven fundamentally always. You can't see them, but you believe them anyway, and no one can change your belief. Expectation should always be optimism. And finally, dimension, looking beyond yourself for meaning, working as a team, and certainly the perspective of other people, diversity, race, gender, ethnicity, religion, accommodating other people's beliefs as a dimensional, total human being.
It's been my pleasure taking this journey with you, and I hope you've learned as much as I have, and keep with your commitment to better your life on a daily basis. I look forward to potentially meeting you at one of our future events, and hope you have a fabulous day.